We are back on Inside Politics. Our guest today, Nashville Congressman Jim Cooper. Congressman, coming back down in the district, you and some neighbors in the Old Hickory area have been quite concerned about a rock quarry that's going to be built right next to Old Hickory Dam on Old Hickory Lake. You've had a little bit of a public spat with the Corps of Engineers, which runs the dam up there. They don't see a problem with this. You talked sternly with them about that during a news conference. It was like a dueling news conference between the two sides. Are you making any progress on getting the Corps to relook at this issue again?
We're working hard to persuade the Corps. Unfortunately, they're remaining supportive of this rock quarry that I think is a needless danger for the city of Nashville. First of all, we know that it's right next to one of the few beaches we have in our area, and that's going to be really damaged, if not ruined, as a recreation area. So why give up that resource for our community? But second, the rock quarry would be right next to the earthen portion of the dam, which the Corps has admitted they built on 15 feet of wet loose sand. Now, our local Corps is still saying this is not a danger. But in Texas, for example, where they love oil drilling, they're not allowing any oil drilling within 4,000 feet of one of their dams. And that's a 5-inch hole. Here you're talking about a 5 or 50-acre hole, and you're talking dynamite in our case. So why take that risk? Because the Old Hickory Dam is a precious resource. It's right above the city of Nashville. It's 60 feet in water level above downtown Nashville. We cannot afford to have any risks taken with that dam.
So what do you do? Do you go to court, or do you do something to their budget to get their attention?
We're looking at all avenues to try to persuade the Corps. They just wrote me a letter recently saying basically they don't agree, and it's fine for the Texas people to outlaw oil drilling near a dam, but it's fine for us to have rock quarries right here. The Corps doesn't have a great record of being able to predict damage to our dams. We are already paying over $1 billion in repair bills for dams further upstream, dams that were built on limestone rock. To me, it's even more dangerous to have a dam built on sand. Everybody who's ever been to church knows you don't build on sand, you build on rock. So why take a risk for this town? Even if it's a 1% risk, that's a needless risk for the good people who live downstream, and actually the people who live on the lake too, because they want a full lake, not an empty lake.
Speaking of building things, we can at least have a conversation on this show that we are going to build a new federal courthouse in Nashville. Although it's been in the process so long, it appears it's been downsized some in size in order to fit it within cost. Are we still on process otherwise to get the new courthouse built?
Well, my predecessor, Bob Clement, started this some 20 years ago. Finally, it's happening. We got through the '08 recession, and finally it's been prioritized, and a special debt of gratitude goes to Senator Lamar Alexander for actually making sure it was fully funded in its entirety. The process, we have plenty of building going on in Nashville. We don't need any more construction cranes downtown. But now this unsightly block will be finally worked on.
Between 7th and 8th on Church Street.
Yes, and it's going to be an amazingly beautiful building right next to the public library, which is already a showplace. And it'll, most important, be safer for our judges. It'll be secure up to the latest standards, because we learned a lot from Oklahoma City bombing and things like that. We've got to make sure that our governmental functions work.
Not far from there is the state capitol. There's been a lot going on in the state legislature. A bill that has gone into law without the governor's signature concerns Second Amendment rights, which is a particular topic that is often debated and bills passed up on the Hill. This one would allow guns on campus. If you're a faculty member or a staff member, not a student, but if you're one of those and you have a state gun permit, you will be able to bring your gun onto campus. The governor wanted that to be done by the local officials on each one of the campuses, but ceded to the Republican supermajority to go ahead. What are your thoughts about that? Would you support a bill like that?
I do not. I trust the folks who run our campuses in our state. They are the ones directly responsible for the safety and the education of our students. And I haven't met a one of them yet that wants guns on their campus. In fact, they're doing all they can to keep guns away from their campuses. So perhaps I just haven't met the right person yet, but it's, to me, almost unanimous. The administrators, the leaders of these campuses do not want guns on the campus. So I wish our governor had fought back harder on that. He does have a veto. I wish he'd exercised the veto. It's a simple majority override, but I wish in a lot of ways,
in this case, it would have been a pocket veto,
that our governor had been stronger on that.
Now, there's also a controversial counselor's bill that the state passed. It's the first of its kind in the nation. It would allow counselors to decide not to take counseling work from somebody if they have deeply held personal beliefs against the lifestyle of that person. Some people consider that to be discriminatory against the LGBT community. The governor did sign that bill into law. Are you, where are you on that position? It seems to be coming up all over the country and states.
Well, I think in many ways our state legislature has embarrassed the state in recent years, in particular in this year. That bill is one of the examples, because When the people across the nation and the world read about Tennessee, you want them to read about good things, not things that really make us seem backward or slow. It's very important that we remain a great business and tourist destination, that we serve our citizens with honor and respect, all of our citizens. And I'm worried that some folks in the legislature don't hold those same values. In fact, they've done some things to punish our own people, to turn down the $1 billion we could have gotten from the federal government to give health care to our own people, to keep hundreds of thousands of Tennesseans without health care. Already 5 or 6 hospitals have closed in our state. That's taking the state backwards, not forwards. So when I read about our state in the media, I want good things to be in the press, not bad things.
Very quickly, you sound a lot like a candidate. You thinking about running for the open governor's chair in 2 years? Interested in that? Or
No,
staying
the
in
Democratic
Congress?
Party needs good candidates. I'm happy. In fact, I'm thrilled to represent the good people of the 5th Congressional District. That's what I intend to keep on doing.
Congressman Jim Cooper, thanks again for coming in, and we'll have you back here in the future.
Thank you, Pat.
And thank you for joining us this week on Inside Politics. Hope you can be back here again for a future show. If you can't get enough politics in the meantime, go to the News Channel 5 website. You'll find my Capitol View commentary there. There's a new commentary posted every Friday afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you back here next time. Goodbye.